Namaste. I'm going to do a little yoga sequence, probably some kind of Vinyasa. So I figure I'm going to try and explain this sequence slightly and, to give some beginners a kind of an idea, of a sequence that could be kind of nice to do. So I will start at the top of the mat. With the big toes together, hands at the heart. Inhale, take the hands up to the sky. And exhale, swan dive forward into a forward fold. Inhale, straight spine. And exhale, step back into a chaturanga. And all the way down to the floor. And inhale, coil up into a small cobra. Exhale down. Again, inhale. Up into a small cobra and exhale down to the floor, and then sort of circulate the shoulders up into a cobra and then down again, and inhale, come up to a full upward facing dog, and exhale, tailbone up to the sky into a downward facing dog. Stay here for a few breaths and take some shoulder opening movements, and then inhale, come up on the toes, exhale, bend knees and jump or step up to the mat. Inhale, spine straight, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up with the hands, and exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale again, hands up to the sky, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up with a straight spine, and exhale, step or jump back into a chaturanga all the way down to the floor. Inhale, come up into nice upward facing dog, neck is long, and look over to the right with the neck, and then to the left, and then exhale, tailbone up to the sky into a downward facing dog. And then alternate with each kind of leg and do some kind of stretch. And then inhale, take up the right leg to the sky. Now I have like a wall behind me, so my foot is kind of touching in the wall, but ignore that. And then inhale, come forward, take the right knee to the right shoulder or to the tricep, and then inhale, back up with the leg to the sky, and then exhale, come forward, and then step up between the hands with the foot, and then lower the left heel to the ground, and extend the left arm forward, and exhale up into a nice warrior two, with the tailbone is drawn inward, and then inhale, extend back into a nice stretch on the right side of the rib cage, and then exhale into to a side stretch with the right underarm resting on the right knee, and then inhale, come up again, warrior two, and then do a ninja pose. So you will sort of shift back, oh no, it's plank, okay, into the left leg, and extend the right leg forward, and then exhale and shift the legs. Now you sort of have the weight on the right leg, and then the left is extended, and then again shift back so the right leg is extended, and then come forward with the hands to the top of the mat with the right foot in between the hands, and then step back into a high plank, and then lift the right leg slightly up, and then do chaturanga with the elbows pressing into the side of the body. Inhale, come up into upward facing dog, and then exhale back, tailbone up to the sky into a downward facing dog. And now I'm going to do the other side. So inhale, take the left leg up to the sky, and then exhale, take it forward to the left tricep, and then inhale, extend it back again up to the sky, and then exhale, step the left leg and foot up to the top of the mat, extend the right arm forward, and then exhale, come up into warrior two, and the gaze is forward over the left fingertips, tailbone is in, and then inhale, extend backward into, this must be warrior three actually. So you have a nice stretch on the left side, and then exhale forward, so you get a nice stretch on the right side of the rib cage, and then inhale up again to the warrior two, and then I'm going to do the ninja pose, so you can swing the arms slightly and then shift back on the right leg and have the left extended forward with the toes pointing up to the sky, so you will have protecting the knee in this pose, and then shift to the other side. So now the weight is on the left leg, and then do it to the other side, and then walk up with the hands to the top of the mat, so the left foot is in between the hand, and step back into a high plank, and then lift the left leg up to the slightly, you know, just like straight leg, and then fold all the way down to the floor, and then inhale, come up into upward facing dog, and then exhale, shift back, tailbone up to the sky, downward facing dog, and stay here for a few breaths. Inhale, come up on the toes, and exhale, bend the knees, jump or step up to the top of the mat, and inhale, come up into a straight spine, and exhale, fold forward deeply. Inhale, take the hands all the way up to the sky, and exhale, take them back to the heart. So now I'm going to sort of do a little bit of different kind of sequence, you know. So instead of any kind of Surya Namaskara, I'm going to do kind of a different sort of balancing on the feet and legs. So I will shift over the weight on the left leg and foot and extend the right leg forward with the toes pointing straight up to the sky on an inhale, and then on an exhale I shift back, and now my whole weight is on the left leg, and the right leg is straight backward, and now it's touching actually the wall. And then I'm going to lower my left hand down to the floor, or I can also use a block here. So I will use this lantern to demonstrate this. And then on an inhale, I will open up the chest with the right arm all the way up to the sky. And then you can look over the right shoulder, and then take away the block, and then shift back into warrior three with a nice stretch on the left rib cage, and the left knee is bent also. And then just exhale, come down into a chaturanga, and you can keep the left leg up So you do like a tree, like your hands and one foot is on the floor. Inhale, come up into upward facing dog, and then exhale into downward facing dog. And now my knees were actually touching the floor when I did the shift into downward facing dog, but that's like a alternative, you know, to make it slightly more easy, you know. So inhale, come up on the toe, and exhale, bend the knees, jump or step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, fall forward deeply, bend your knees if you need to. And inhale, come all the way up with the hands to the sky. And exhale, take your hands down to the heart. I'm just going to move this aloe vera plant here because it's kind of wanting to tip over all of that. So I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite leg. So I'm starting off in a mountain pose with my hands at my heart, and then shifting over all the weight to the right leg and foot. And then on an inhale, I extend left leg forward with the toes pointing up to the sky. And remember, when you sort of extending one of the legs forward, it should actually, the movement should come from the hip. So it's not like, it shouldn't be the knee or something that is strained, but the movement should come from the hip, you know. So ensure that that you keep your abdomen, like your muscles around the waist really tight when you're doing this. So yeah, extend it forward and then exhale, take it back, shift your upper body forward over the right leg, and then either take a block and then lower the hand to the floor or to the block, the right hand, and then you will sort of also open up the hip, so your left leg and with its toes and the knee is sort of opening up also to the left side, you know. And then you will extend the left arm up to the sky, and you can look up over the left shoulder. And then on an inhale, I think it will be, you will shift back into warrior 3. So you will get like a nice stretch here on the right side. And then you can just lower all the way down to the floor into a chaturanga. And again, I have to move a little bit forward. So again, take the right leg, keep it away from the floor, and then you will lower down all the way to the ground and then come up into upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog. And here you can stay for a few breaths to sort of, you know, get your breath steady and slow. Inhale, come up on your toes, and exhale, bend your knees and jump or step up to the top of the mat with your feet between your hands. And inhale, come up with a straight spine halfway, and exhale, fall forward. Inhale, take your hands all the way up to the sky, and exhale, take them down to the heart. So I'm just going to check here and see. Okay, I'm going to sort of do a short kind of shift into a seated kind of sequence. So I will start top of the mat, and with the hands again at the heart. So inhale, take the hands all the way up to the sky, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, straight spine, and then exhale or jump back into chaturanga, and then inhale, come into a nice upward facing dog, and exhale, shift the tailbone up to the sky into downward facing dog. And from here is where the sort of shift into a seated position is going to occur. So for those who are advanced, you can either jump into a seated position, or for beginners, you just come up on the toes on an inhale, and on an exhale you bend your knees, and then you simply step up to the top of the mat and you just sit down. So to sort of summarize this practice, this was a very short kind of sequence. Just take one of the foots up on the opposite, you know, like tight. So you sit in a half lotus pose, and then you just center yourself. You take your shoulders down from the ears with a straight spine, long neck, and then you can just, you know, place your hands on the knees, and you keep your, you know, arms open. And you can just take a few deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, and then exhale slowly through your nose. And again, inhale slowly through the nose, and then exhale slowly through the nose. All the breathing in this common kind of yoga practice is occurring through the nose, okay? And then for a little bit of sort of a detox, we will do a twist, because twist of the body is detoxing the lymph system, you know. So take the right hand, spread fingers wide to the back of behind the shoulder, and then inhale and extend the left arm up to the sky, so you feel a nice stretch on the left side. And exhale, and really exhale here, and take the left arm to the right knee, and then you will sort of twist the upper body, and you can look over your right shoulder. And here it's really important to breathe really deeply and slowly. So you stay in the twist for a few breaths, really deep breaths here. And then you slowly coming forth and just, you know, allowing that twist to sort of making its effects. And then we will do the other side. So we'll take the left hand to the back of the left shoulder, and inhale, extend the right arm up to the sky. So you feel a nice stretch here on the right side, and exhale, take the right hand to the opposite left knee, and you will feel the twist is occurring in the upper body, and you can pull in the stomach also, so you're really getting that twist, you know. And look over the left shoulder in this position, and remember really deep and slow breaths here, you know, because this is really detoxing the body, you know. So you're really squeezing all these lymph systems, and this is really good, you know, for, as I said, detox reasons. And then slowly twisting back to the front, to the center, you know. So to sort of, you know, massage and just relax the shoulders a little here as we are summarizing this, ending this practice, we will just rotate the shoulders by taking them really up to the ears, and then rotating them back, and then forward and up to the ears and back a few times like this. This is really helpful if you have any kind of, you know, if you're sitting a lot in front of a computer and you get stiff shoulders and your neck. I'm just going to look here how many minutes. Okay, so this was actually a 20-minute practice, this was honestly very short kind of practice, and kind of a more like a Vinyasa flow, because it went quite, you know, I didn't stay in any of the positions for a longer extended period of time. So to end this, I will take my hands to the heart and I will say namaste. And yeah, I hope you try and keep up your yoga practice because it's very beneficial, you know, even if it's only for 20 minutes. Bye.